Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to another episode of Channel Your Light, Own Your Intuitive. For all of those who have been here on this journey with me for the last, I want to say 6 months, 7 months on this YouTube channel, I honor you. It is such a privilege to be able to be with you, to be able to unite our roots of light and divine wisdom, to amplify and strengthen each other every step of the way through this ascension process, this great awakening, and the vastness of the change that is happening in our minds, bodies, and spirits as a collective consciousness, but both as an individual, a microcosm of ourselves. This message is very timely. I am actually deeply honored to share this message, and it is because of one of our viewers who is such a warrior and a beautiful, beautiful, deep and profound light. And this message is for you. When we are on this journey of expansion and growth and evolving our consciousness, we have a tendency to fight, to go kicking and screaming, despite the fact that we are presented with a door, despite the fact that the divine is opening a door and wanting to help you expand. We tend to fight against change out of fear because it's unknown. We fight to stay with what we have always known simply because it is known, not because it is the best for us, not because it is the light, not even because it's the truth. We're fighting for some semblance of safety. We're fighting out of fear. Oftentimes, many of us are kicking and screaming, figuratively, literally, emotionally, energetically. We're kicking and screaming. That's what we're doing, not realizing that that is the resistance. It's simply a resistance to having to move into a deeper, further expanse of who we are. The divine will never lead you astray. Your higher self will never ask you to go somewhere that is to your detriment, that will make you less than. You can kick and scream all you want. We truly can. I know this from my own journey, only to realize as we make our way through the other side of it, that we did not need to have the resistance. Perhaps the resistance is showing us this is what we are doing. We are kicking and screaming against ourselves, against the light, against the thing we are going to do no matter what. In transformation, there is often a struggle. The struggle is moving and shifting from one form of ourselves into another. Yes, it can be scary. Yes, it can feel really difficult. It's part of the process. But I promise you, if you can see this in yourself when you have this resistance, when you are pressed up against it, when you feel like you are so condensed that you're going to explode and something has to change, I want you to look there, see it clearly, see that, yes, you, my friend, you are being thrown through the gates, kicking and screaming or not. And make no mistake, not everybody gets that opportunity. Not everybody gets pushed through the gates, even if they are kicking and screaming. This is the divine saying, wake up. This is for you. It's not against you. Stand up, brush yourself off, look and see. You indeed are kicking and screaming. Why are you doing that? Really look and see why. Why would you be kicking and screaming to move to the next level, to expand? Some of us have deep sorrow and deep fear. That's the resistance. That's the thing you're being asked to let go of. Be willing to let the pieces and parts and versions of you fall away that were never truly part of you, like your innate essence and soul. Do not fight, my friends, to stay where you are. Do not fight to be right. Do not fight to hold on to things that don't serve you. Do not fight to hold on to the third dimensional version of you that simply is no longer a part of you. Don't fight for that. Fight to expand. Fight to see the light. Fight to move deeper and further. Fight for what is true and right. Fight for your divine essence. And I don't mean fight for it as in get your swords up. I mean use the sword of light to cut through the doubt, the BS, the garbage, the confusion, the dense energies, the witches and warlocks who are coming at you. Fight against that because you're fighting for you. Many of us, we are fighting for our light. We are fighting for who we are. Fight for that. Do not fight to stay back. Do not fight to remain less than. Do not fight to be something that you are not. Do not fight to stay in the dark. Fight to be in the light. Fight to be who you are meant to be, who you are becoming. Let that be the fight and not the resistance to stay stagnant. See this clearly, my friends. Look at your lives. See if there's anywhere that you have resistance. Notice what the resistance is. Are you simply fighting to stay where you are? Because if you expand, that means everything will change. Are you fighting to stay where you are because you're afraid of being persecuted for your light? Are you fighting to stay where you are because that means that some people can't go with you? What's the resistance? Fight for your light. You need to trust that anything and everything through this transformative stage, purpose, and phase is simply opening the door to a more expansive journey where you will be so much happier. You will be so much freer. I'm seeing horses running around representing freedom. Freedom is yours, but you must walk out the stable gate. The gate is open. Walk through it. This is a very specific message. For those of you listening to this message, the divine is not going to let you be less than. Some of us, through this journey, free will is a part of it, but there are certain things that you are contracted to do or have done, and the divine will indeed pick you up and move you. And if you are kicking and screaming while you are doing it, I want you to stop and see the chaos and suffering you are creating for yourself. In my suffering, the most massive lesson I learned was that I did not have to suffer. But the reason I suffered and held on was because I did not see the bigger picture. I was not willing to see. I was not willing to drop my swords and take the blindfold off and see the light that stood right in front of me. Please, look at the resistance and see it clearly. Take the blindfold off, put your swords down, and welcome the divine. Some of you are fated and contracted. We have contracts for you to move to different areas. There are people on this earth plane and souls who have repeatedly not followed through on their contract or have gone on down a different path. For some of you, they're meant to. That's part of the evolution and their lessons. That is true. But what is also true is there are some of you who are on, I don't want to say a rigid path, but a very, very specific path where the divine is going to ensure you get where you need to go. This journey can be so much easier, friends. It really can. Look and see where you are fighting to stay the same. And also look and see, need to fight to change. You need to fight to expand. You need to fight for your freedom. You need to fight for truth. Not the truth you were told, but your truth. Sometimes the resistance we experience and that fight that we have is amplified to show us what we're not willing to look at or what we simply haven't seen. I've had the blue jays here all morning. The blue jays have been squawking and crowing. I also have the crows showing up now too. The blue jay stands up and defends their young. The blue jay protects the divine. The blue jay stands up and says, I will not allow anything to tether me back down where they thought I should belong, to be controlled. You are the master of your ship. Do not give away the helm to others. There's a recognition for me on my own journey, friends, that there are many times where I'm looking at my ship and I know I'm the master of my own helm. It's not easy to be the master of your own helm. It's a bumpy ride at first. It's recognizing your responsibility for all things that enter your sphere, what you do with it and what you don't do with it. This and that are true. Do not be afraid of the power that resides within you. Do not be afraid of picking up your game piece and playing the game. Release the resistance. Your freedom is what waits for you. The divinity within you is what waits for you. The infinite power that you are, that you have, is literally what is waiting for you through this gate. Feel the resistance and see it clearly. If you are feeling it, I need you to know the reason you are feeling it is because you are being pushed to be more, to see more of you that you haven't seen before. So if you are feeling pushed, you're feeling incited, you feel all this frustration or all this pent up energy that you feel like maybe needs to explode, you are being shown something so clearly. It's time for a change. It is time to do things differently. It is trying to see what that is. That's the purpose of the intense energy. It's showing you something so clearly. What is it within you? We all have this inner fire within us and this inner power. And when it doesn't get used, or perhaps we don't use it, whether it's because of fear, whether it's because we give people lots of chances, whether it's because of doubt, we all have different reasons for that. Whatever the reason is, see it clearly, identify it. It's showing you where you need to pull back your inner power, call it forth, fight for you, fight for your balance, fight for equality, whatever your struggle is. Maybe it's your inner fire and your flame. Reignite it and fight for it. This is a very, very intense message. Whoever needs this message right now, I want to tell you, you're not alone in this. Transformation can sometimes be the hardest, difficult struggle. It can feel ugly. It can feel dark. But the divine is literally pulling you through the darkness, reigniting your light, giving you that energetic fire, showing you where you need to call back your power, showing you where you need to go, showing you what you need to let go of, showing you what's stopping you. That's what you need to see clearly. That's what we fight against. That's the resistance. Let the resistance be the very thing that frees you. So friends, this is actually very, very interesting because Ava is continually barking. She's actually barking because she wants to come inside the door, but there's another animal laying in front of her who is not letting her through the door. A cat, a catty cat. And this is a reference for a very specific reason. It's also in a reference to gatekeepers or a hesitation that somebody is facing. This could be another person that is standing in front of you. This person is meant to empower you. Take back your power. Fight for your light. Fight for balance. And I say fight. Again, I don't mean getting your swords out and being angry and projecting at other people. I mean, fight for you. Fight for your sovereignty. Fight for saying, no, you cannot sit in front of my doorway. That is my gate and I am going through it. Fight for that. Feel the power in that, my friends. Look at all of those circumstances and experiences. See them for what they are. Take the blindfold off. Do not let anyone stop you from moving through your gate. Do not let you, the old version of you, or your fear, or your stagnancy, or your nostalgic, or any toxic ways of doing things stop you from moving through this gate. Don't let anything stop you. Don't let anyone. It's about you. So, I'm hearing this message is complete. Thank you, my sweet Ava and my sweet cat, who have both now calmed down and allowed each other some grace. That was divinely timed for this message that is very, very clear to me. Let me know if this resonated for you in the comments. As always, friends, I am wishing you love, light, peace, healing, ease through your transformation, divine grace, Claim grace, my sweet, beautiful souls and friends, soul sisters and brothers, star sisters and brothers. I'm wishing you grace and ease through this process, and I need you to know that you have got this. And of course, if you are divine feminine and you are feeling like you need a community of light to help you anchor, strengthen, and amplify your light, your joy, maintaining your high frequency and expanding even further, please feel free to check out our community. You can register for that below in the video description box. And until next time, beautiful friends.